and welcome to Let's Fly VFR and VFR.com. Today we're going to do a bit of FMS programming and I'll show you how quick it is to do all of that. So feel free to subscribe if you like what you see. So here we are at skyvector.com. Now you can need to log in, guys, so log in and select the low, the world low. That means that you'll see all the low level lines that you see on the page there. Click on the flight plan, then enter into there the plane that you're flying. So we've got Let's Fly VFR in there. We're putting Miami in, KMIA, and then we're going to add in Fort Myers there below it. And then when we do that, so we get a line. Okay, that's our flight path. Now we want to modify that a little bit. So what you can do is just click on the line, drag it over to the intersection, as you can see there. These little triangles are all different intersections, navigation points. And if you right click on your mouse, you'll see a little side menu come up. Click on plan and it will stick there. And you can do that to as many as you like. And this flight plan can be as long as you like. Okay, so I'm just doing it again. Just pull the line over because I wanted to follow that line initially. Now, between this and the flight that we're going to do, there's now one or two extra little waypoints in there, but it doesn't really affect the flight. All I wanted you to do is to see how easy this is to do if you haven't done it. And then from there, all you need to do is hit download. Okay, hit export flight, and then you see FPL, the next one down on the left menu. Click on that one, and then just download it. It'll go to your downloads in your on your PC or on your Mac. It'll go to your downloads area, and that's your programming done. You can do this for a flight that's going to take you 5 hours, 10 hours, or 5 minutes, whatever you want to do. Now, the next thing you need to do is to go into your downloads and grab that file that's been downloaded. You can see it there. It's an FPL flight plan. So copy that. Now what I have done is download another little program, which I'll tell you about in a second, but it's just a little conversion program that you can get off explain.org. Okay, and it's called FPL2 FMS, Flight Plan to FMS. Just search it on the org, you'll find it, download it, unpack it. Now what I've done is I've put this in one folder, and I'm just getting rid of one of the old flight plans that I had there. Paste it in the folder that is the program, just renaming the file that I've just downloaded. Then all you need to do is open the FMS2 flight plan, or flight plan to FMS, and then it'll ask you, what file do you want me to do? And you can see I've got a little warning notice down the bottom there, so it's just confirming that that's the file I want to do. And now it's created a new file for us, guys. It's as simple as that. So we've done a flight plan, we've got an FMS ready in a couple of seconds. Grab that for a moment, take it over to X-Plane. Go up to Output. And then once you get in there, you'll see the FMS flight plans, just paste it in there. And when we go into the flight, you'll be able to find that, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So here we are in the beautiful little Cirrus. So go ahead and click on the GPS on the map page and get that out. So the next thing we need to do is hit flight plan. You see it knows where we are, but it has no flight plan available yet. Hit the center button of the FMS, and lo and behold, there are some flight plans, the ones that you saw me looking at a few minutes ago. So, or a few seconds ago. So just click on the center of the FMS, that flight plan selected, hit enter, and there it is. And I bet that's a lot less than 5 minutes, guys. You've gone from nothing to a fully programmed flight with waypoints, doing everything that you want. Let's just zoom out so you can see the whole thing. Let's zoom in and zoom out so you can see it all the way across there. You can see all the waypoints and everything as we go across the countryside. So it wasn't that simple. Really simple to do, and I thought that was going to be hard. So let's go have a fly. Now the waypoints you see in the flight that we do is a little different because I didn't like the first version I did of this, so I've gone back and just made that, well, I think hopefully a lot better and a lot clearer. So let's jump in the plane and go flying. So here we are in the aircraft ready to go flying. So this is the beautiful Cirrus jet, becoming quite popular in YouTube videos, the actual real version of this. So let's start our flight, and we're leaving from Miami, and we're going to head all the way across over to Fort Myers, and we'll just have a look at how the whole flight planning regime operates here. So we get up to rotation speed, just lifting the nose, and away we go, nice and smooth. Heading out. Now if you got 4K, click it on the 4K because it should look really nice. All the recordings are done in 4K. I use DSR 4K when I'm doing the flying. Trying to make it as nice as possible for you guys. So I think that aircraft over there is a little bit lost. Seems to be climbing and then staying still, so I'm not real sure what's happening with that. It might just be that we're moving the opposite direction and we've taken off in the wrong direction as well. So let's have a look at the flight plan. As you can see, it is just slightly different from the one we just made, but you can see the orange leg or the pink leg. When we go onto autopilot, or if you fly manually, it'll head back to that particular line. So we're going to fly across this beautiful country of the United States down here and down the south in Florida. Got some great clouds happening there. It's a bit of a stormy day. Got some live real world weather happening as we go through this flight. You can see we're pretty much back on track as we move along. I'm looking forward to spending a bit of time flying this thing. It gets a lot of raps. There's some really interesting stuff, new technology in the new version of the aircraft. There's actually a full auto land in, I think it's the G3000 version from Garmin, where if you're the pilot, doesn't that look nice? If you happen to be the pilot and you become incapacitated, your passengers can just hit one big red button in the roof and the thing automatically finds a new airport and will land the aircraft right down to putting the brakes on, and even tells you how to open the doors if you've got no idea, and shuts the aircraft down. It's an amazing system. Cirrus are really leading the way in flight safety. Now this one actually has the drogue chute system as well. It's the full fuselage. I think that's quite what they call it, but it's there for you. So we're about halfway across the first leg. Now if you haven't noticed, there's some amazing things. You can see those little black triangles. That's other aircraft. It's telling you where it is. It has terrain, so if you're flying close to terrain, it will go red at the particular point where it is. So there's just a lot to find on this G1000 system. So I say the G3000, which is in the real aircraft and the latest versions I've seen on YouTube, there are 3 full screens. Pretty hefty, and zips along at about 250 knots on something like 30% power. So huge amount of power to climb with, and up to about 31,000 feet. So if you want some personal transportation for a bit under 3 mil, this might be something you would like to grab and stick in your hangar. Now, if you haven't got 3 mil, you can have it for free here with X-Plane 11. It's one of the free aircraft that's included if you haven't seen one of these before. So I just thought I'd hop in the back. Would really be nice if they put some pilots there for you. It's all a bit nervous, isn't it? You're sitting there with no one sitting in the front. Although I did see a video about someone who decided that they would sit in the back and just leave their aircraft on autopilot. I think that guy might have lost his license when they found out what he'd been doing. Anyway, so we're sitting just under the beautiful cloud layer, and we're getting a lot closer to Fort Myers now. Hope you guys have been having a really great week. I'm getting close to Christmas as I make this. It's not too many weeks away, about 6 weeks or so. Clouds look pretty good. I still am not convinced to go out and buy something like X-Enviro or one of the other engine guys, the weather engines. Hey, if you really think that they're so great, please let me know the bits that you find that are amazing in that. And are they as good as what we're seeing for the new Flight Sim 2020? Are they looking as good as that? Oh, it's pretty quiet now. There she goes, zipping past. This is a view from down the ground. There are lots of views you can find, guys, within X-Plane 11. So that went silent for a moment. And there's the big lake. I like just sitting underneath. You get some impression of speed at least as you zip along in your Cirrus jet. Now you can see there's your there'll be oxygen there. You've got 2 of those, 1 for each aircrew. Just back at the picture there, we can see where that other light is. That's where the emergency new emergency system is located. There's a big red switch there, a button, and the handle in the middle there that you can pull out that operates the parachute system that all the Cirruses seem to have. It's their thing for safety. You pull that, and from about 300 feet, I think, is the minimum. Watching Mr. Jury on his channel. So just using the map to orientate myself, give myself a little bit of spatial awareness, if you like, and lining up and flying out and away from the runway that I want to use. So that'll be back over our left shoulder, guys. It's back behind us and out a little bit, so we're going to fly out so we get plenty of room. Do a left turn, come back around, and we're coming into land at Fort Myers. So a quick flight. The flight wasn't so important as it was important to see how to go about programming the whole system. There, 500 in. We're a little bit high.
Unstable.
I think we're stable enough. What do you reckon? I don't know what that light is doing on the approach there. I somehow don't think that's supposed to be there. Okay, coming in, nice, steady, pretty stable. As you can see how that turned red, that's because we're getting close to terrain, and you would get that if you're flying close to a hill. It would probably come up on one side or something. Powering back, just holding the nose, flaring, and just looking to touch down. There we are, safely on the ground at Fort Myers, guys. The brakes, and we'll get ourselves parked pretty smartly. We got the flaps up. As we roll out, lots of texture there. These are the HD textures that I've got downloaded and installed, and we can from here. And look, the HD textures. If you would like to go back and have a look at my plugins video, maybe I'll link that in the description below or above. And just there's some really good, but you don't want too many plugins, I don't think. I've had some issues when I've put plugins in. It cost me a lot of trouble, so I was careful picking out just a small number of ones that just bring that enhancements, like the voice that gives you your height or what runway you're going into. NRAS, I think that was called. All of those are in that particular video anyway, if you want to go back and have a look. So we'll park ourselves up here. What do you reckon? We'll go for a coffee. Nice to have a few people wandering around. But this is a quite a nice airport. Use the same finish that they've used on the Adelaide International. See all the people waiting up there. So thanks for coming along with the fly. Feel free to subscribe and a like. If you've got anything you're looking for something for Christmas, come to letsflyvfr.com or any time of the year if you happen to be looking in the future. And I will see you back here next time. See you again. Bye bye.